Hey everyone, Marsh from Consequence here. I wanted to talk about Sennarth, a mid-tier boss in the upcoming raid. I have the list of mechanics here. There actually isn't a lot of mechanics. Um, and as always, I think it's going to be a little easier to look at them instead of just read you a list that you could get from anywhere. So here I have some testing from Mythic. And I looked at Heroic, but we kind of bullied it down so easily that it wasn't worth. And Mythic might be tuned a little higher, even if they put these changes in the heroic. I think it would make the encounter a little better. So let me mute here. But there's a few things in this fight. The first thing is these ice pools. These ice pools, um, they drop from the ad that you basically want to nuke down every single time. I believe that ad is a tank funnel. The tanks need to swap on the cast. Um, and yeah, he'll drop the ice pools. And the other thing is these webs. They get marked. A player gets marked to drop webs. Sticky webbing. Enveloping webs. Yep, enveloping webs. So you get marked to drop webs. And what you can see we're doing here, we're a little disorganized. But we're trying something new. Originally, what we had is we had the raid like start on the right side, and then we shifted to the left. Then we kind of just like were more like whatever with it, and being whatever just seemed to be fine. Cause like in an ideal situation, you'd have like your less mobile range more to the left, and your more mobile range to the right. Stacking isn't quite necessary. If someone gets a web debuff, they're gonna drop it on the whole group. If the web debuff stacks up to what is it? 10 stacks, then you're gonna get snared. So there's a few things that can go on with that. Now, this boss pull, the boss pulls in here. So classes with knockback immunities, what I like to call them, but basically just a knockback, can get out relatively easily. Melee can run away, range can back up, or maybe they'll just buff the mechanic. Or you can step in the webbing, and that will reduce the amount you get pulled. So as you can see here, we tried to drop the webbing for melee here, so the melee just step back, grab the debuff, get pulled, and they're mostly fine. And this guy's a paladin, so you saw him like not super struggling with it. Now something I want to talk about in raid testing is the Spiderlings. So the Spiderlings, they in testing their tank aggro was really bad, and the reason that's was kind of weird. Well, bad is the wrong way to say it. Inconsistent. They seem to just like go to random targets. So the way the dungeon journal is written, you're gonna want to like if people get webbed, you're gonna want to kill these ads on top of them. And then once they die, that green pool breaks them out of their web. So if they get 10 stacks, I don't know how it's going to be tuned. It's pretty hard to get webbed unless you're in the last phase where it'll web two people no matter what. So for a while during the testing, we were trying to figure out like if they have an aggro table or not. It seems like they did, but inconsistent. So you see the hunters playing barrage, you'll see it come out. MD barrage on the off tank. Anyway, we just killed them as fast as possible with AoE, like passive AoE. But again, every big ad must die. And you see here, this is a drop-off mechanic with ice. So at this point of the fight, the boss is already moving up. She's going to move up a spiral. And she's going to do a pull in here. So we tried a few things, and you're going to see this guy, Gateway. So initially, we found two safe spots, one at the beginning and one at the end. They're a little finicky. Someone might get pulled off here, but if you stand right here, where this green marker is, you don't get pulled. Ideally, you get stuck on that lip, and then we gateway up. Now, after some review, you can see here that the people who left early are completely fine. And the reason that's important is because you want to get your gateway debuff on cooldown. So the way I think you're going to want to do it is instant gateway. Use the safe spot up here where this marker is. This might be a little off since we were experimenting, but around here. And then you'd gateway again the second time you go up probably on the second half. So you do the grip and then you gateway, so inverse. Anyway, it's very similar on this platform here. These are extremely bad drops. Actually, no, these are no, wrong mechanic. Those are fine drops. You spread out with those, and you get the ad in. The tank's gonna bring on the ad, and you're gonna want to absolutely nuke this ad because again, it drops ice pools. You saw them go out there. It does a lot of damage to the tank. There's the ice pools. So just getting this out of the fight is absolutely critical unless it's like a really tight DPS check boss. And this ad is just like kind of making the phase harder. But again, in heroic, we plan to delete the ad. So you see how he's get the webs debuff now. He tries to make a line here, which is pretty decent because people can stand behind it and go in. And you can see here that like the melee like back up, grab the debuff, and they're fine. And the range were just kind of behind. They got pulled through it. So then we're moving here. So see how you have 18 seconds on your gateway debuff? So if we gatewayed instantly in the last phase, we should be able to gateway early here. But because it's not up, and the Warlock forgot to preset it, he just puts it now. We're just kind of behind here, and we're just kind of waiting around. So initially, we would be up there DPSing the boss. Some people just decide to send it. Looks like he's going to make it. So again, there's a few ways to do it. Again, I recommend gatewaying early first, getting a free gateway here. Then, that's basically what you do. But could be wrong, could be timing. That's just our initial read on it. So another platform here. I'm going to fast forward a little because it's really about the same. Sorry. I just want to get to the last phase. Another ad. You're going to nuke the ad. And it's the third set. So again, see how his gateway debuff's almost off? And he gatewayed late. So this one, again, you'd basically go early, late, early. Right. Or, yeah, early, late, early. But, again, we get to the top here. We've lost a few people. Some people are kind of confused on like what gate, where like they're like trying different gateway stuff. See how he just went up there? He's completely fine. There's a good safe spot. Now up here, this is not the pool we just tried to live the longest, but you kind of get like a combination of all the mechanics at once. This should be the top. Yeah, she's gonna come down. So someone got marked with the thing here. They kind of put stuff here that's okay. She'll do like a knockback, Spiderlings, and she's gonna like instantly web people. So these go out to the sides every single time. No hesitation, out to the sides. Immunities can clear them, and you'll probably see like a hunter run around and clear them. Like the crappy ones, and this is perfect. Okay, so he gets targeted by the mechanic up here. So this is gonna knock them back and web them. So their positioning here was not great, and we didn't really get to this point, but you want to kind of probably get knocked in the middle of the room. And the reason for that is because the Spiderlings will be able to tank on you easier. Humans can also racial out of this. And then there's the knockback. So she'll knock you back. Some people get knocked off. Ideally, the way you're going to want to position is you're going to have the boss here. This is my opinion. People get knocked backwards like this. Both the stun group and the main group. And you're going to want to keep your middle of the room clear. And if you have bad drops, you can use immunities to clear. The damage up here ramps the frost damage, so eventually it just becomes unkillable. We did one pull where we sat up here for like 3 or 4 minutes and just kept doing the mechanics, but this pull we're just going to kill it. So we're trying to get like, he bubbled out. You can freedom out, I think. So in comms, we were saying like freedom the rep paladin, and then he'll like, or like bop the rep paladin. Sorry, bop. You can bop the rep paladin, and then like the rep paladin bops the other person. But ideally, we get the Spiderlings on top, and we're trying to do it now. Like, we're trying to get the Spiderling over here, but the boss is kind of super undertuned, and we kill it. But that's kind of the way you're going to want to do it. So you really just want to focus on the bridge transitions, and then up here it's really just about like staying middle, getting everything bad out, staying middle. And if you can nail the transitions, you don't have people flying off. I don't think the boss will be too difficult on heroic difficulty. It could be kind of a DPS race in mythic. The way the fight's designed is it seems like she doesn't move on phases, but she just moves on a timer. So more DPS is less time up here, which is better. But that's everything we have. There's not many mechanics, so good luck on your first kill. And I'm out. Peace.